Hello, everybody. Welcome to episode 2 of the Dental Diaries podcast. I'm actually trying this episode from my phone microphone, so we'll see how this sounds. I brought home my Yeti mic and actually plugged it into my my Mac Air in my closet, because that's what I have learned in my research is to be in like a tight spot. But it was making some kind of scratchy sound. So I decided to try this directly on my phone. So it'll be interesting to see what the sound sounds like. But as we said, content is better than none, right? So I just wanted to be consistent and hop on with episodes. Again, these are my diaries, basically as a dentist. These are things that are, happening in my life, just kind of hopping on to document it. So today is Easter, and wishing everyone a wonderful Easter out there, or Passover if that's what you are celebrating today. And today's been fun. It's been long, as all the other days are as of late. We woke up really early to Easter baskets, and since then have had breakfast and lunch and Easter egg hunts, and now we're kind of all doing our own thing, and then we'll circle back for dinner. The kids are living in Roadblocks land. That's really all they wanted for Easter. Forget the candy. Like, they just wanted money to buy clothing for their avatars on Roblox. So that's what they're doing. But they're there with their cousins and friends, so it's nice that they have this other little land, because I can't imagine, like, if this had happened way back when I was their age. I mean, I'm sure we would have used our imaginations, actually. You know what? We would have gotten outside and figured out what to do. Kids don't know what to do today, and they can't even stay in one spot. It was hard enough today to get my kids to take a family photo. I didn't care what they had on, but I said, it's really important that we just take a photo to document. It is a holiday, and let's just capture this moment in time. And it was epic to try to get them to sit for a second to get that shot. I think I might have had to coerce them with something. But anyway, so just kind of flashing back, we've definitely been in this Corona thing for some time now. We were in NOLA, New Orleans. I had taken my team members there, both Dental Soiree and Sugar Fix Dental Loft, to a summit down there in the beginning of March. And then when we came back, we just never went back to work. It was so crazy. When we were in NOLA, actually on the night that they closed Bourbon Street, we were actually downtown there having dinner, which is surreal to think of now, but no one knew what this thing was going to become. So fast forward weeks later, here we are still at home, scheduled to go back to work in a couple weeks, but we'll see what happens with that, because people are still, it's just not good. I mean, the curve is flattening, but it's not 100 yet. So we'll see what happens. I don't know how many of you know people with Corona, but there definitely was a time for me where I didn't know anyone, and it just did not even seem real. I felt great. My family was great. Everything was great. And then I started learning of a bunch of people around me, and a lot of dentists actually out there too that were diagnosed with it. And that brought me a lot closer to it. And it was pretty surreal in how sick people were. I've actually had someone very close to me as well just fall really ill and is currently in the hospital, which ironically, we thought it was definitely caused by Corona, but in fact, it was not. Just insane that it happened at the same time. But if you wanted to look at a more fortunate side, at least at a time where no one is working anyway, if you're going to be sick at any time, you would want it to happen now so that you didn't lose work later. But all of us definitely being out of work is super stressful, and I think impeding on what a lot of us can actually get done, because we feel like a weight is on top of us some days, and that's been really hard. So this week, certainly I'm going to try to lift that weight, and thinking about, the fact that we don't have a lot of time yet, and that I want to use this time preciously. It's hard to see what's happened in the past as well, because although I feel like I have accomplished nothing, I actually have. If I sit tight for a second and look at the weeks, a lot has actually happened. And today, when I was looking through Instagram, this is why I love documenting, I actually looked at last Easter, and I forgot that last Easter I was sitting at soiree, actually, with somebody that I had brought in. We were sitting and working on my first workshop. She came up from Florida. She left her kids behind. My kids were at home, and we just got down in the dirt and worked hard to build my first workshop. And now, in reflection, I'm like, God, that was a year ago. I actually had to look at it a couple times. I'm like, that was only a year ago. It feels like forever ago. And since then, I have, we've had a second workshop, and we've built this soiree suite of courses. And, now we have this boot camp, and so much has happened all in a year. So eyes on the prize, guys. Definitely put the work in for whatever you want to do, and you'll be amazed. Just, again, consistency is everything. Stay focused, and you would be amazed. Even though you feel like you're not accomplishing a lot, later when you look back, you will, which is why over at Dental Soiree, I'm trying to encourage everybody to just post and use this time to build your content and get it scheduled, because then you'll be sailing and you'll feel so much more confident when you get back to work, that everything is working for you, which, will be amazing. But, so yeah, that was awesome, just to kind of reflect on, the fact that was a year ago, and, definitely over this time, kind of forecasting out what's to come. Lots of goodness, lots of good things to come once we get out of this and get back to work and get some normalcy. Cannot wait to get back to just eating outside and drinking outside and seeing friends. I've got to say, it's so surreal when you pass people outside and they're talking 6 feet away. We passed the playground yesterday, and there weren't many people on it because you're not really supposed to be there, but parents, it was this big circle of parents, and they were each 6 foot from each other in this big circle, and that's how they were talking and communicating with one another, which I thought was just so interesting. And then, of course, we're passing all of these people in masks, and even in cars, when you're driving past cars, people have their masks on in their cars, and I don't know, some days I feel like I'm in an alternate universe, but I think we all do as well. But better safe than sorry. It's the only way we're going to move forward and get ahead and get back to our practices. So I can't wait for that. But just basically taking it day to day, and like everybody else out there. But wanted to hop on here and say I hope you're all enjoying your Easter, and that you're letting yourself feel what you're feeling and be present in that. If you feel like you need to relax and, that whole self-love thing, give it to yourself. And if not, you feel like you want to just dive in to learning and all that, do that too. I think that right now we just have to listen to what our hearts and bodies are trying to tell us and move forward with that. So with that being said, have a wonderful Easter, and I'll look forward to seeing you in episode 3.